Another day, another dollar. Working on the VW. Let me give you a current walk around of what we're working with. Love this thing. So funky. Obviously from the title of this video, you know we're working on the rear today. We are going to do this to the driver's side. This is a disc brake conversion and a QA1 double adjustable, double shear top and bottom mount coilover. So let's get it done. All right, so first things first, while we're looking under the original swing arm over here, obviously this is such a funky build, you know. I've cut the transmission and the engine hangers and everything right here, and I basically just have the swing arms and the torsion bar. That being said, and all the e-brake and all the cabling, everything's already cut. It's already just been absolutely gutted because this is a front-wheel drive Beetle, and I'm weird like that. The axle caps have also just been CNC cut. I went ahead and just bolted in 4 instead of 6 bolts for those to, I don't know, make it look a little cleaner. But basically what that does is just, you know, there's no U-joint being connected there, so there's nothing needed there. That being said, we are going to build this exact same setup for the driver's side, and we're actually going to upgrade it a little bit and then come back to the passenger side and upgrade that. So this is what we're going to do. Disc brakes and coilovers from drum brakes and 40-year-old air shocks. That being said, first thing we're looking at is taking off this old tire and the drum. So let's do that. Somebody painted these. I know nobody's wondering, but 36 millimeter socket, Pittsburgh Pro, whatever. It's their ultra large set. I bet you this comes right off. Whoever put these on last really didn't torque anything good. 200 foot-pounds, huh? A couple fun facts is if you cut the e-brakes, I guess the springs just reset to fully actuate it. So both the drums were frozen on. But a little known fact about lifetime warranties is if you just take this to Harbor Freight, anything can become a chisel. Just like that. Look, anything can become a chisel. Off. Let's take the bolts off, get this whole thing removed. All right, 4 bolts on this pillow bearing removed. This comes off. Ooh, look at all that dust. We will save this and reuse this seal or put a new one on, TBD. But for now, that's saved. And then drum assembly can come off as soon as I cut these lines. All right, we've got everything removed. Looks like this outer O-ring was on the way out, but it's a good thing there comes with a replacement from the AC Industries kit. So looking good. Let's get this cleaned up and talk about the disc brake conversion kit. All right, so I already did the other side, and this is really less significant since there's not power being driven through these. I shouldn't say like not significant, but definitely less significant since there's no power being driven through these axles, and it's really just to seal the rotating assembly. That being said, look, the kit comes with a couple new O-rings, comes with a thrust washer, a flat washer, and this inner spacer. I had to take it apart once already, but the beveled edge goes inward. Ask me how I know that because I had to take the other one apart. Anyways, we're going to slap the other O-ring on here. There's a thrust washer that sits on top, and then we'll bolt everything together, and I'll show you how that goes. But it's relatively straightforward. I'm not going to re-grease all this. This is actually relatively new. Somebody went through here and at least replaced these inner, whatever you want to call these caps, the rubber seals, I'm sure is what they're called. So somebody replaced these somewhat recently and probably didn't put a bunch of miles on it because it's a Super Beetle and everyone thinks they're cute, but no one ever actually works on them. So everything's relatively good. I'll just squirt some more grease on this outer edge, but both the bearings felt fine, so very minimal play. Should be fine. So let's get everything stacked, ready to get bolts in place, and I'll show you how it goes. All right, so here's all the aftermarket stuff. Here's how the stack looks. The way these disc brake conversions work, if I can so nicely use my right hand, is they go around everything, plug into place, and then just bolt right in through the through bolts. That being said, they do come with paper-backed gaskets. All the videos I saw online when researching how to do this, nobody used them, so I don't know. I'm not going to use them. If it rusts together, I guess it just rusts together. It's the same as me welding it, so I don't know. It should be fine. That stack goes like this, and then you fit your outer bearing and line her up, and it should all squeeze into place. I am going to just grease this just with a little bit from the grease gun, and then we'll slap on the bearing seal, get everything nice and solid. All right, look, do as I say, not as I do. This by no means is packing, you know, any significant amount of new grease into there, but just peace of mind. So that's all I did on the other side. That's all I'm gonna do on this side. And now we will sandwich these all together, throw the bolts through it, and we'll be ready to Charlie Mike with the disc brake calipers going on next. All right, just like that, Goop City is in place. And I will say the AC Industries did say that these will rust. So I'm gonna cover up the spline right there and give it a quick coat of just black paint. Get that covered up at least a little bit. Then we'll slap the rotor and caliper on, 2 more bolts. This is such an easy process. It could literally take you 5 minutes. All right, just like that. Look at that, brand new swing arm. Let's give that 5 minutes just to not let it be super wet, but then we'll throw the rest on. Splined, just slides on. I probably need 2 hands. Let's see if going to the gym has paid off. It looks like it has, somewhat. There we go. And bada bing, bada boom. All right, so rotor's on. That means castle nuts going on. One hand it, left hand upside down. I'll have to hold the back end and then cotter pin. And then we're doing calipers. Again, I mean, do as I say, not as I do, but that definitely wasn't just ramrodded with that impact until it felt like there was enough preload, so that feels fine to me. Obviously no side to side wiggle, no play back and forth, getting a nice feeling on the bearing with it spinning. I'm happy with that. That'll be a good roller. So let's get the caliper on. All right, caliper right out of the box. Super easy, comes with a rubber spacer, thick brake pads, 2 bolts with some crush washers. So all this does is slide in between the rotor and mount onto the back plate. Let me get it mounted up, I'll show you. All right, just like that. Both bolts into the bracket. There we go. I think those are 20 foot-pounds, give or take. But we're in place. That'll self-clearance itself out. I'm not worried about it. So that's all good. That's the entirety of the disc brake conversion. It's super quick. Now, if you're driving power to it, you probably should take out all the bearings and repack all the bearings and do everything else, but this just needs to roll. So I'm happy with that. Let's get the wheel on. All right. So it's on the ground because I want to actually preload those properly. I know I was just rednecking it, but all right, so I'm happy with both of those. Just look at the stance though, man. I think I do need taller tires just for the look of it. They're the same height as the slicks in the front, but it just looks so silly. I mean, that's kind of what I'm going for. Either way, let's get this thing lifted back up and keep working. All right, guys. Next step is coilover time. So we're gonna get this old air shock out, which is 19 millimeter bolts, top and bottom. This is what the original bucket looks like. And it's a single shear top mount with a nice little access hole through it. So get those pulled out, take the shock off, and we'll cut the mounts off because custom coilovers. Let's do that. All right, so as you can see, we need to cut this original mount off. This is like 10 gauge, 1/8 inch stuff, maybe even a little bit lighter. It's actually probably 12 gauge now that I look at it. We need to cut a wider top area for the top of the coil bucket. As you can see, cut right here, and get the edges cleaned up on the inside. So let's get a little bit of Sawzall magic going on. Chop this, chop this. All right, well, bada bing, bada boom. Simple cuts. Let's build this coilover. All right, I didn't realize how long this video was getting, so we're gonna call the disc brake conversion video done here. And next time we'll do the coilovers. So happy with that. Full disc brake conversion on the front wheel drive Beetle. See you guys next time.